So let's say they just give you negative feedback without saying anything. What is going on, guys? Reseller Tom here. Today we are talking all about negative feedback, how to actually get it removed. And for me personally, I've had 100% success rate with getting all my feedback removed. Now there are things that can really help you. I'm top rated plus. Took me about a month to 2 months to hit it, but you get seller feedback protection. So as long as they open up a return, any feedback they have given you will get taken off. However, sometimes they don't accept returns and they don't want to return it, or they threw it away, or or they ghosted you. So that kind of is thrown out the door, but there's actually ways you can still get it removed. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to remove it pretty much 100% of the time. And with that being said, definitely subscribe to this channel. I come to you guys every single day with how to increase your sales on eBay, how to take it to the next level, and a like and a subscribe will go a long way, but only if you actually tune in for the long run. All right, guys, so getting straight into it, it's very, very simple. Let's say you get negative feedback. It happens all the time. And first, I'm going to talk about how to avoid it in the first place. And then I'm going to talk about how to get it removed if it's kind of outside your control. They never really messaged you and they never hit you up about any issues. They just left the negative feedback. I'll show you exactly how to get that removed. So give this video a thumbs up and I'm going to get straight into it right now. So try to take out the fire as soon as possible. So when a customer is mad, right? When they're mad and they complain and they call or reach out to the person for customer service, the sooner and the faster you respond, the faster you're going to put out that fire. If you take a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, they're going to be furious because they're not getting the answer. So the faster that you can put out that fire, the more likely that you will not get negative feedback. You can resolve it. They can become a lifelong customer and they might buy more from you. There's been many times where if someone has an issue, boom, I respond almost instantly. I put out the fire. They're like, wow, that was really fast. Thank you for trying to make it right with me. And so yeah, so if you have any issues with your customers and they actually reach out to you first, that's a really good sign because they probably won't leave negative feedback if you make it right with them. So the number one thing is to respond pretty much instantly, take out the fire. And my philosophy with my eBay business is the customer is always right. Obviously, if it's fraud, you'll be protected no matter what in that example. If they're like, it never like, hey, like the package never showed up, and if the tracking shows that it was actually delivered, it's very easy to get that removed and eBay will be on your side 100% of the time. Now, if they're complaining about a defect or if there's something wrong with, if there's something actually wrong with the product and they're actually in the right, then what you want to do is say, hey, totally understand where you're coming from. You're 100% right. I have the most generous return policy, 60-day free returns where the seller pays for the shipping. That's how I go about every single issue. If you don't have free returns, I would still accept a return and pay for the return. And that way you don't get negative feedback. So have the best customer service you possibly can. So anytime it's actually my fault, I'll say, hey, you're totally right. And people just want to know that like, you know that they're right. So if you come out and you're defensive and you're like, no, you're wrong, it's going to turn into a negative feedback. So right off the bat, you got to say, hey, totally understand. You're 100% right. Would love to pay for a return and give you a full refund. That will usually get rid of the issue right away, and they'll either return it or they'll set up a return and forget to return it, and they'll just keep it. So that's going to put out pretty much 90% of fire. So the faster that you can respond to messages, the better. That's gold. You're going to save so much time trying to remove negative feedback if you just respond. If you don't respond in a timely manner, they're most likely going to give you negative feedback, or they're going to open up a return, or they're going to do something. And so the faster that you can actually open up the return, the faster that you can respond, the better. So let's say they just give you negative feedback without saying anything. So if they're in the right, it's a little bit harder. But if they're completely wrong and it's like the feedback is like super invalid, you obviously want to go on your eBay. You'll hit the contact me. You can remove a defect. Preferably you want to get it removed via email. So to do that, you'll go to like the contact for eBay, and it'll say like request to appeal defects. So you got to hit that one, and you want to have it set up to where they reach out to you via email. And so when you go through the app, you'll hit I'll send you this. I'll put the screenshot here, but you want to hit like remove the defect, and then it'll ask you for like an email. You'll put your email in. You can put the order number in, and it'll basically set up an appeal. Most likely you'll get denied. However, you want to reply to that email, and you just want to keep replying until it's removed. So if you're in the right, you can get it removed every single time, because you'll find someone that's like, hey, like you're actually right. This is not your fault. We'll remove the feedback. Every single time I do it through that email thread, it gets removed, but you have to actually be in the right. Like if you are totally in the wrong, and like, it's very hard to be in the wrong. Like if you talk to the rep and you're like, hey, I really tried to make this right. I'm willing to give them a full refund. They refused to set up a return. They said it was beige. I said it was white when they said the color was beige. And I told them, hey, would love to make this right with you. I can set up a free return, give you a full refund. If they refuse to do that, you can still get it removed. Even if they refuse to return it. If you talk to an eBay rep through that email, you can still get it removed. So you basically say, hey, I did every single thing on my end. I exhausted all my resources to make it right with the buyer. They refused. The color is, in fact, white. They have a difference in opinion. They think it's beige. You can get most things taken off and removed. And honestly, it should be removed, because it's like you tried making it right on your end. You tried giving them the refund. You tried all that. So let's say like everything doesn't work. The last case scenario is you give them a full refund, and you can pretty much every single time get it removed. So you would just do the same thing. Hey, I gave this person a full refund, and I would like this to get removed. You may have to talk to a few reps, but usually on the second email, the second person, they'll usually get it removed for you. Third option is you can set up the phone call. You can talk to them via phone call. They will create an appeal for you over the phone. You'll get an email, and then through that email thread, you can also reply to it and like just let them know that you're in the right. So you really want to describe in the condition description, you really want to put as much as possible to save your butt when this happens. So if there's holes and you never mention there's holes or anything, then that really is your fault. And it's an item not as described, and you are actually in the wrong. So you have to either fully refund them or try to attempt to set up a return for a full refund. If they refuse to do the return, then let the customer service know. Email back and forth a couple times. There's always people that will just like say, hey, like you tried everything, and we'll just take it off because you tried everything. If they keep refusing to help you, just give the person the full refund. It's worth having 100% feedback. It gets you more sales. I feel like it's better for your account health. It just looks better. And so shoot for top rated so you have feedback protection. So if they give you negative feedback and they return it, it'll get taken off automatically. But those are other troubleshooting tips. Hopefully this helps you. If you found this valuable, please, all I ask is just that you like the video and subscribe. And with that being said, we'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.